Okay, hi everyone. Today I'm going to give you some training, provide some training on the back end of WordPress. So I'm going to do this with the Keystone newspaper website for no particular reason. I think it has more content on it. So as opposed to my individual blog, I could do either of those. So without further ado, let me share my screen. And here we go. Okay, so you should see then, once you sign into your WordPress blog, this is basically what you're going to see. Up in the upper left corner, it says My Sites, and it says Reader. You don't need to worry about that. I mean, that's down the road. It says read the blogs and topics you follow, so that's an interactive thing. You don't need to worry about that. Here is the website itself, and I typically, when I'm doing website work, I'll right-click on this and I'll open the link in a new tab so that I bring up the page itself. And I also quite often teach what I call the two-window approach, very useful when you're doing website work so that you can regularly check your changes and modifications in a live view. You can also preview it within the software. This is before you see, I'm old school. So before the software got advanced enough to be able to preview within, it was always a good idea to have your live site open. So I'm just going to go ahead and you see I'm going to grab this tab. You see I can grab it and drag it. It's being weird now. Here, okay. So once I got it loose, then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to drag it into the wall, into that side of the monitor, so to speak. And now I've got the two-window approach. So any changes I make on the right-hand side will be visible on the left-hand side. Doesn't matter which side you put them on. It's up to you. I can bring this tab back by grabbing the tab and dragging it over here into this window, and it'll redo that. And then I can do that, and then I can just work the tabs like that. So it's up to you. I just want this to be full screen now. I don't want to use the split screen with the training. So here I'm at my home, and it's got some information here. They're usually trying to pitch something to you. And it's got some views that also is visible in the stats. So let's see, August 31st, there was 161 views for the Keystone website, 62 visitors, 67 visitors, 219. That's pretty good. It dropped down for a few days. What's that, over the weekend? Yep. So you see the statistics there. And then today we've got 42 views and 14 visitors. It is our goal to really pump those numbers up. And I guess I'm talking to Keystone staff too. So, you're getting a view that I have and that Molly has. I typically, I troubleshoot on this end, but the publishing is in the hands of the students. So outside of the first week where I was publishing my own material just to show you I was providing training to Molly so that Molly could get up to speed, and providing content to show you how to do it, then I back off. So that's how that goes. Statistics here, that's similar to what we just looked at. Looks like there was some jump here. I wonder why. 411 views on that day. And you can look at it in different ways. You can look at it in weeks, months, years. Let's look at the years, if it'll show us. So back in the day, I was an advisor from 2012 for about 7 years, 2012 through 2019. So 64,000 views in 2015. I think we had a big push that year. Anyway, those are the sites, and there's additional stats that you can look at. I'm not going to drill down on all of this. Looks like most of our audience comes from the United States, some from Canada and other countries. 342 views from Canada. It's hard to say. We've got almost 20,000 views from the United States, and there are some bots and things that crawl the web. So who knows? We're worried about our local audience. You can upgrade if you want. Personal, premium, business, e-commerce. We're not going to do any of that, but I just wanted to show it to you. So there are emails here, professional email. So it looks like I can log in there, and I'm not going to worry about that. You don't need to worry about that right now. This is complicated, getting into every single thing. But what I want to do here is go to posts. Okay, so you see the Keystone in its time has published 2,346 posts. There are drafts here that can be saved. Nothing is scheduled, and the trash needs to go out. So you can click on that and then empty the trash. I'm not going to use up precious time to do that. So one of the things you'll see here is we talk about consistency. And for years, the Keystone newspaper, from editors 10 years ago who made the choice to go in down style. And what down style means is that all of the words in a headline or subhead are in lowercase except the important words. So KU, fall sports preview, men's cross country, all lowercase. Up style would be all caps. So the difference between that, quickly, we go to USA Today. USA Today also uses down style. So come on now, settle down. How, and then Supreme Court is capitalized, of course, is already influencing the midterm elections. If that were to be modified into upstyle, how already influencing midterm elections would all be capitalized. The first letter of those words. The wouldn't be. It's a helping verb, as they say. Sometimes it's capitalized, sometimes it's not. Typically, it's not in that world. So you see that's down style. New York Times, on the other hand, does up style. They are old school. So I can zoom in. Nothing has really changed. Even in Moscow, the fighting is, and they capitalize is, world away. So in their world, articles are the only words apparently that are not capitalized. Articles, there's 3 of them, and the. And it looks like to as well, to detail, that's an infinitive. That to is an infinitive. So, and then there's an as. So very few and far between. They have in-house style that determines that, but this is the difference between up style and down style. I don't want to get too carried away with that, but that gives you an idea of what we're after here. We're after down style. And Molly is aware of that and doing it. So all posts, you can add a new post here, and you can also write here. There's categories and tags. Okay, here are the various categories. When you post something, you can put it into a category, or you can tag it. I'm not going to do that right now. We'll cross that bridge in class when we come to it, and if you have questions. There's media. Media is really important here. So here are a bunch of images, and I talked about this in class in terms of making sure that you are uploading. It says here, add new, that you are uploading. You can drag and drop, or you can select through a dialog box here. Either way, uploading your images into WordPress and then incorporating them by inserting them into your individualized blog posts. That is absolutely essential. Don't just try to copy and paste, because then you're not getting all of the information from the image. I mean, again, I talked about this in class. Typically, photos that you take are 2 to 3 megabytes. If you start doing captures and copies of thin images, that can get down to, I don't know, 120K, which is a fraction the size. So upload properly, please. Okay, that's media library, and then add new. So one of the things about WordPress is that there's typically more than one way to do something. So it says add new media here, add new media here. Here are your pages. So right now, we've got Keystone Newsletter, editorial, announcements, advertising, about, and staff. So this should be advertising, about, and staff, right? Here, okay. About, staff, editorial, advertising, archives, Keystone Newsletter. So these are tabs. I'm trying to bring my brain around to how you create these. It's been too long. But here are individual pages. So we will be creating individual pages, and you add a new page here. Your initial page is going to be about you. And if I can bring up